You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Damn, Daniel.
Who do you think you are? I am.
It's Pettis to Jones. Oh, what a catch by Daniel Jones.
Taken away by Wicks. Lantini. Oh, it's glorious.
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown, Giants.
Give me a hell yeah.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football. Balls for everyone's taste. It's our 50th episode, woo, which we'll be celebrating by doing the same things we've done for the first 49 episodes. I'm Mike Fish, and I'm joined, as always, by the Rob Ryan Show Read My Lips champion, Alex Middleton. How you doing, buddy?
Appreciate it. Appreciate the shout out for winning Read My Lips. I have wrapped it up for the year, but again, did win today. It's good to be back, man. I felt like, I don't know, did you miss me?
I did, and then suddenly Alex's younger twin brother turned up for tonight's show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no beard if you're just listening. I got rid of the beard. I was just done with it, dude. It's a lot.
Like, not only do you look younger, like, your face looks like you've lost 10 pounds.
I know, dude. And like it's kind of getting like I know that in New Jersey it's not cold, like compared like it's colder than Texas is. I get that, but like when we had like a cold front come in this week, I was like, oh, my face is freezing. You're just not used to. I'm not used to not having that like it's just a built-in sweater for my face. Basically, is what a beard is, and I don't have that. But yeah, I wanted to change shit up. It was taking too long in the mornings to get ready, so I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of the beard and the hair. So
that's one of the good things about not only having a beard, but also the current climate. The only good thing, I guess, is that I get comments in the streets like, why are you wearing a mask outside? Because it's fucking cold, and this keeps my face warm. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a big mask guy now. Big into wearing masks. I'm gonna wear those gaiters so I can slide it up like a ninja.
Like a balaclava, just so you have your eyes open. That's it. It's the way to go. Yeah, so it's been a while. It's been what, like 2.5 weeks almost. I don't know.
You were in like London, weren't you?
Again, yeah. I went to jolly old England to avoid Thanksgiving because I'm just not a very thankful person, quite frankly. I'm miserable.
They don't celebrate it there.
No, English people have nothing to be thankful for. So
it's not a way to look at things.
But yeah, I went there. But mate, we did fake Christmas because I am a little cheap. Because basically, I'm not going to go into numbers and bore people to death. But the cost that me and my wife spent on the tickets to England in November, total would have been just one of us 4 weeks later for Christmas. But it was,
shit, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, we're not going for Christmas. And she's
when
like...
your wife goes, is she weirded out by English stuff sometimes? Like, what was her biggest, like, this is weird?
I don't know. It's been a while, because I've been living over here for 5 years, and then before that, she lived over there for a year, so whenever she goes back, she's kind of used to it, I guess. The only thing is, my accent apparently changes drastically when I go back to England. Who would have thunk? Like,
did you start using like slang and stuff like you hadn't used? Are you like wagwan, man, wagwan?
I don't think
you do that a lot.
I don't think I've ever said that with a straight face in my life.
A bunch more.
Bruv.
Hey,
yeah,
bruv.
Do that. All right, bruv. Cheers,
bruv. A whole other kettle of fish.
Like, apparently buddy, I know we went over this before, buddy over here is, like, offensive, but I think buddy, to me, is, like, the American bruv. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, bruv.
Hey, buddy. What's up, bud?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. I always say bud. I don't
Apparently,
think it's offensive at all.
No, whatever. And every time I call someone buddy, I get yelled at by my wife, but whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But there you go. So what have we missed? What have we missed since the last... So this is like how hectic. Sup, Wheezy? How crazy.
Hold on.
Oh, he has to go, so I'm going to fill some time. Whilst you're watching us, hopefully either on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. If you're already on Twitter, you already know the links. But if you are watching on YouTube, you can go in the description below. You got all the links where you can follow us. If you want to prefer listening to us, if you're already sick of our faces, scared by Alex's face now that he has no beard, you can listen to the audio version. All the links to all of the platforms are below in the description, plus links to our other podcasts, which we're going to get into a little bit later, just to give a cheap plug. Past the Gravy and Waffle Box, you can hit those links below and subscribe to them as well. So you could subscribe to 3 of our podcasts. I mean, we only do 2 each. We overlap for this one. It's quite a nice little relationship going on there. But yeah, so that. But yeah, while he's dealing with the guests, I guess, we've got a lot to talk about. Just how crazy the schedule is right now for West Ham. Since we last did an episode, there's been 4 West Ham games and just 1 New York Giants game. And who'd have thunk, out of all those 5 games, well, I mean, West Ham won in Europe, but Giants pulled out a win against Eagles, which we're going to get into, which is always nice. Lost my slipper there, just in case you was wondering. But yeah, so this is nice. This is just me talking to an empty chair. This is fun. So yeah, Eagles lost to the Giants, and then we obviously lost. West Ham lost to Wolves, lost to Man City, drew to Brighton, and then beat Rapid Vienna. Since we was last, we're going to get into those. We're not going to go too in depth, otherwise you're just going to get bored, and we're going to be here for 3 hours. And then we're obviously going to preview the upcoming games this weekend with West Ham facing Chelsea in who'da thunk, a pivotal top 4 clash, and Giants travel to Miami to get some tannage, which is going to be nice. I feel. Could you hear me while you was?
I could. Yeah, I had to take out one of my headphones, but I was standing at the door talking to these maintenance guys, and I could just. You like sounded like you were like an NPR like weather guy, like, and we've got a cold front coming in this weekend. It'll be a high of 65, and it'll be a balmy 48 degrees as you low.
Coming up,
I'm Mike Fish with the weather.
Late night station. We're gonna be talking about some West Ham here on Late Night with Mike.
Lay back and relax because we've got the soothing sounds of West Ham recaps with Mike and Alex. Right after these words from our sponsors.
Have you thought about letting our Savior Jesus Christ in? Anyway, yes. Where should we go? So, I mean, let's, I guess, talk about the Giants first, since they only played 1 game since we was away. And Daniel Jones, a.k.a. Danny Dimes, a.k.a. the New Jersey Kurt Angle, because forget gold medals in the Olympics, Daniel Jones beat the Eagles with a broken freaking neck.
He's a hero. Like, I really think
stud.
Our discussion should be, does he deserve a Purple Heart? Should we award him a Purple Heart because he went into battle with a broken neck on the second play of the game? Basically a broken neck. Maybe it wasn't officially a broken neck, but I'm going to round it up to a broken neck. It was a strained neck, and sometimes they say a sprain or a strain is worse than a break, and I'm going to use that example in that. Warrior kind of guy going out there and playing through that. And then they were saying, like, so he's out. Mike Glennon's going to start. And then they're like, actually, Danny's preparing like he's going to play. And if he does that, then I think we definitely have to give him a Purple Heart. I do not expect him to start on Sunday against the Dolphins. I don't know about you. I feel like it's a ruse to like get the Dolphins to prep for Daniel Jones. And then, psych, we got Mike Glennon.
Yeah, he's on the injury report already, though, for today. He was put on the injury report, but I think it was just kind of like a. He was not on the official injury.
Yeah, it's not the IR.
He was on the. What's the wording they used? It's like the.
Yeah, it is just the injury report.
We're just keeping an eye on this guy.
Yeah, where you're like questionable, doubtful, probable, like that. Like everybody's got that. But like Tom Brady, I think, was on it for like 2 full years when he was on the Patriots, and it was just kind of like you can just add anything you want to it. I don't expect him to play. I think he's going to sit this out. I would like to see him play. I'd like to see him get it out. It's important to evaluate Danny, I think, this year, the remaining of this season. Obviously, we can win more games if Daniel starts more than probably if Glennon starts. But I don't know. I really hope that he can play if it's not going to like injure him long term. If there's not like a severe risk of re-injury, I think we got to let him roll out there. But if we got to start Glennon, I did win 2 Super Bowls on Madden back in college after I drafted Mike Glenn. So there's that to go with.
Either way, it's a win-win situation then.
Right. But I would like to see Danny. I think Danny gives us a better chance to win clearly. The irony, though, is that Daniel Jones injured his neck and Mike Glennon has maybe one of the biggest necks ever. He's like a giraffe almost.
He's got like enough neck for both of them.
Yeah, he should actually, like, can you do like a neck transplant?
Like, just for this game, I'm going to lend you half my neck.
Yeah. Or like a neck graft. Just give him some of your neck. I think he'd be good.
Or could Daniel Jones just not walk out with one of those really big, dramatic neck braces? That would look awesome.
I think he could, and I'd be all for that.
Because it's a serious game this week. Because Dolphins are 5-7. It's a winnable game, I think.
I mean, Dolphins are on a 4-game win streak, I think, right now. They've looked pretty good. Was it Flores is kind of, he's figuring it out there finally. But I feel like Tua's looking better. Their offensive line's getting a little bit better. Just the Giants are frisky, man. They're a frisky team that like can match up well with teams. I'm not saying that the Eagles are world beaters or anything like that when we got that win, but the Giants match up well in weird spots, and I think that just kind of like looking at the Dolphins, I feel like there's some opportunities we're going to have to exploit them. I didn't love the play calling from Freddie Kitchens. I did like that he gave some guys chances more so than Jason Garrett did. So really, I think that's a little bit that's on the Giants side is they don't really know what to expect. Like you have one game of Freddie Kitchens calling plays and then like one game during last season, but you really don't know what Freddie's going to throw out there, what new stuff he might roll out. So I'm hoping that Freddie Kitchens is getting a little bit more innovative with that offense. Obviously, Jason Garrett wasn't very innovative with them. But hey, I thought that I saw way more routes run past the first down sticks on third down situations last weekend. And
like he was okay,
you know what? We won that game. So maybe this is a beneficial thing we can do. Like maybe just don't throw it short of the sticks.
He was like one of those radical ideas of like, oh, we need 5 yards. Let's try to go to a bigger number than 5. That seems like it makes sense.
They said, well, maybe somebody will fall down and we'll be able to like juke them out and shit. It's like, yeah, maybe once, but not every play.
Well, Jason Garrett was just going for the element of surprise. Oh, if we throw it short, they won't expect that.
Right. Now they're expecting us to change it up. If we don't change it up, that's exactly what they won't expect. And it's like, no, it's exactly what they'll expect.
The defense is like, they've done it 47 times. This is going to be the one they do it different, right? This is going to be the one. Nope. But positives, I thought from the Eagles game, we turned it over 3 times? There's 3 interceptions.
We had 3 interceptions, and then a fumble at the end from Boston Scott. They didn't steal it. It gave us that extra drive where we kind of just ran more clock out, made them waste their 3 timeouts.
It does seem that our defense does only really like to show up in the second half of the season because it was the same last year. So they take a long time to warm up.
Like, hey guys, we maybe could have more wins if you guys weren't such pieces of shit early on in the season.
Maybe what Joe Judge needs to do beginning of next season is just have all of the branding up saying our week 1 game is actually week 9. Like trick people.
So week 9 game, just trick them and say that they forgot that they played half a season already.
Yeah.
Well, we're already behind in the standings, so really, guys, we got to show up, and then we'll be like, oh wow, actually, we're just good to start off. Psych at what we weren't playing already. We were just starting the season, and now we're a good team. I have some questions that I feel like we got to talk about a little bit because it's seeming more and more probable that Gettleman's out as GM, and I mean we already got Garrett. Like that's the first head to roll. Do you think that if the Giants don't continue winning games, like Gettleman's probably gone, right?
I'd like to think so.
So what do we do at that point? Because do you bring in a GM where you're like, what I sort of fear is that Joe Judge is going to also get elevated to GM. And I don't like it when a coach has that. I think the Patriots might do that with Belichick, but Belichick's been
different.
there for a while. Yeah. I mean, Chip Kelly kind of had that power. Bill O'Brien had that power. Both of those times those are the most recent ones that I can remember off the top of my head, just went terribly. It was a bad idea. Bill Belichick set the Texans franchise back at least 5-6 years just with horrible trades and dumb decision making that he did there. Not even talking about what was going on the field. But I don't think that Joe Judge will just intentionally fuck it up. But that's a lot to have on your plate. I do think that it gives you the autonomy or whatever the word is to make sure that you get your guys, you get the same guys that you want, and that not like a GM has to, or that not that a GM wants that then you have to agree with, or then you have to play with, and you got to deal with them. I think that's a positive to it, but then you also are not focused as much on everything else as you are being a GM, which is a lot more work. And I'm not saying Joe Judge couldn't do it. It's a weird situation because then you might bring in a GM that doesn't necessarily like Joe Judge. Maybe then with Joe Judge, then it's like, okay, this is a GM that's going to fire you in a year.
Yeah.
So that's what concerns me. I think we need to avoid Joe Judge being the GM. I mean, we're supporting obviously if he is. I don't want Louis.
There's definitely positives and negatives to it. I could definitely see the owners feeling that they need to make a move. So no matter what, no matter who's out there, we need to make changes. Otherwise, the whole team's going to implode. So I think unless something miraculous happens and we make the playoffs, I think he's gone at the end of the year.
Well, our plan of running the table still is kind of in place. So
it's not impossible. Of course it's not. But to be the way the Giants have gone in the last 3-4 years, yes, there is a downside to having Joe Judge have all of that power. But at this point, is it not worth? Fuck it. Let's just try it for a year. Let's just see what happens.
1 year, and then Judge is out if it doesn't work.
And then if it doesn't work, just announce it as it's like an interim.
For the Maras, that would be the cheapest decision. But I mean, then you're gonna have some crucial discussions that you're gonna have as the GM, aka Joe Judge. I feel like sometimes it's better to have two heads in a room than one, where it's like, oh, I don't know, you got some feedback picking up.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the shower.
Okay. I didn't know if that makes more sense then. But no, it sometimes it's better to be like, yeah, bro, I don't really like this guy. I don't think this guy might. I don't necessarily think this guy's right for the team or whatever. I don't like drafting this guy. Sometimes you need to have I would rather you and I go in on discussing this where it's two brains working on it than just one guy. I mean, sometimes that one guy is smarter than multiple people, and I'm not saying that takes a lot to be smarter than Gettleman, evaluation wise. But Gettleman hasn't been a complete bust on draft picks though.
He hasn't been as bad as some people.
We didn't build that line. We've also we have a lot of what seems like talent on our team that just hasn't been able to amount to much yet.
Well, it's kind of if we compare it to the other kind of football, and I'm not. This is a very extreme example. I'm not
Australian football.
Anyone who's familiar with Manchester United, I'm not saying we're Manchester United, but in that Manchester United have a stellar group of players. But for the last year or so, they just haven't had that person to somehow connect all the dots and get them working together. Yeah. So I think we're in a similar position to that. But just thinking it is from where the Maras might be coming from, because next year would be Judge's third year.
Yeah,
in charge. So it wouldn't shock me if they did give Judge the GM's job as well, because like I say, one, it's a cheaper option. And two, it's almost like they can have a clean slate, because then if it doesn't work out next year, they can be like, dude, you had complete control and you could bring in whatever players you wanted. You had complete control, all of the hiring, firing, blah, 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 and you still couldn't get it done. And so they could, in theory, then, at the end of that season, get rid of him and then bring in a whole new team of GM and a new head coach. I'm not saying that's a great thing to do, but I could see them doing that.
what I think would also happen in that, unfortunately for us, is unless like somebody just loves Danny that comes in, I think that then you'd have like coach / GM and quarterback probably just completely like cut the head off the snake and like, all right, here's your franchise again. You get this, you build it now. But then we would have to start all over, and I don't want to do that, dude. Like it's not fun. We've got fun, like pieces where we can build off of some of these pieces. Let's build with these guys. I think Joe Judge, I buy into the philosophy that he's trying to like instill in this team. We just got to see the results on the field. And I mean, maybe we get a better offensive coordinator next year than Freddie Kitchens. Maybe Freddie Kitchens works out and we win out. And like he just was figuring it out the first week, and like we go up, we put 40 points up this weekend against the Dolphins. Like that'd be sick. I just feel like it's not gonna be like, I don't think we're gonna blow the doors off anybody offensively this season.
No, I'm not thinking from personal opinion. I'm just trying to think of where they would be coming from, because I think, is next year Jones's last year, or has he still got one more optional year after that?
I think you get the option on him after next year.
But in theory,
he could have 2 more, but then that way you're just out at that point. Because if Judge isn't coming back, Judge didn't draft him. I think Shermer drafted him.
Right.
Yeah, Pat Shermer drafted him. And so that's not even Judge's quarterback, but that is Judge's quarterback because Judge is just like, yeah, no, he's our guy.
He's built a team around him, essentially.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm just saying is maybe
I think that if Judge is out next year, Jones is probably out, because if Judge is out, that means the Giants did not have a good season. And if the Giants didn't have a good season, you could think that Daniel Jones didn't have a great season. And instead of giving him one more year, I think then you have new coach, new GM, and you draft a quarterback probably at that point.
Right. And that's why I'm thinking, I'm not saying that's a great
That's why we shouldn't take a quarterback this year, like a lot of idiots online have said. Like this is maybe the worst quarterback class in a while. I mean, on the surface, it's possible that maybe Kenny Pickett turns out to be a stud, but just like I don't buy into any of these quarterbacks coming out in the draft, and I don't think the Giants need to be wasting picks on them right now. Just you got a quarterback, figure it out with him.
Right, and I'm just thinking from a PR standpoint, I could definitely see at the end of next year, if we could, in theory, start off with a new GM, new head coach, new quarterback, because then that gives them that excuse of saying, hey, now we're in a rebuilding process now. Give us a couple of years, because obviously we're now year 4 into this current rebuilding process, which still isn't working out. But yeah, I think it gives them that out to be like, okay, now we're starting again. I don't think it's a great idea, but I wouldn't be shocked if that happens. If after next season it's almost like a total refresh.
But we also, to an extent, talked about West Ham being like, all right, well, Moyes is obviously a stopgap guy. They gave him 2 years just to get him to come back. We're probably going to have to move on from Moyes when West Ham gets relegated or whatever, and then he's fighting us back up for promotion. Like, we were trying to figure out what West Ham was going to do, and then what'd they do? They turned shit around. So maybe we're just having this big conversation for nothing.
But fun. But yeah.
Speaking of West Ham.
Well, let's real quick. Let's just not preview, but Giants Dolphins on Sunday. What are your thoughts on that? What's your prediction on that one?
I mean, it all depends on who starts at quarterback. If Jones starts, yeah. I think the Giants can fuck around and win. I think the Giants can fuck around and win either way. I don't know, man. It's feeling like it's going to be a fairly like low scoring game. What is the over under on it? 40.5. Well, it seems like it's going to be.
We're not scoring much anyway right now.
Right, but I'm saying like it seems like it'll be around that 40-ish total between the two teams. Hopefully, obviously, we have more of that. But I feel like a 17-21 game would not surprise me one bit. Although the Giants have been weird lately, so like it would probably be like a weirder score where it was like 16 to like 19, because we settle for field goals like nobody's business. Like Goodell just kicked 85 field goals. That would be.
We do love a field goal.
Yeah, that would just be 4, but still.
What if we like score like 30 points and he scores 10 field goals?
That would be really like they're all field goals.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really annoying to watch, but looking back, it'd be hilarious.
When I was in college, like my freshman or sophomore year, I think it was my freshman year, doesn't matter though. But we always like when all the guys like play Madden, if you played somebody that like we would just take turns, like whoever won stayed, and then you'd get somebody else to come on and play you. And if it was somebody that wasn't very good, we would just be like, all right, after you get to like the 40, you have to kick field goals from now on. So it's like I would just like instead of like you just blowing them out, you'd be all right, well, field goal, field goal, field goal. And sometimes you'd kick like 12 field goals and they'd just quit eventually. But also sometimes you'd get fucked because then they'd score a touchdown and you'd lose. But we're doing that because we can't score, not because we're just forcing it upon ourselves.
But we did get one. And who the hell scored our touchdown? Who received it?
Wyatt, or the fullback, our fullback. He was awesome.
Yeah.
His first NFL catch was a touchdown.
It's not bad.
So what Freddie Kitchens' like gimmick is I guess that was also Jason Garrett too, but still Freddie Kitchens likes to throw it to the big guys. I love that the Giants run fullback a lot, and I think mostly it's because we need an extra blocker. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Freddie Kitchens, he's an offensive line guy, so maybe we get some more offensive line guys getting touchdowns.
Because Kadarius, he was out that game, right? With his quad.
Yeah, and it looks like he might not be playing this week either. So fuck.
But right, Garrett was in place during the draft, right? Last year.
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, I still don't understand.
Right, no, so you're right.
Why
I
did
get
he,
your logic.
as the offensive coordinator, why did he get Tony if he doesn't want to play him?
Kadarius Toney in the first round, and then he did decide, let's not use him. Why would we use him?
Still annoys me. Fucking Jason Garrett.
Fuck Jason Garrett, dude. Not our problem anymore.
But yeah, so all of that stuff we talked about a total refresh of the Giants, it's not going to happen because Giants going to win out the rest of the season.
We'll be fine.
And we'll be groovy. All right, West Ham, 4 games. Again, we're not going to go too in depth, but let's talk about the first big one, the win, Rapid Vienna, which was very nice, 2-0.
That was on Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
That was a solid win. Pretty boring game.
Snopes scoring a penalty, which was nice to see.
Pretty boring game.
It was a very boring game.
Overall, I mean, we got that one goal right before half, and then we got the penalty that just gave us the second goal, so we were up 2-0 at half. We didn't try really at all to do anything offensively the entire second half. Kind of ran out the clock. I was cool with it. I don't care.
Yeah, because at this point, we're just looking ahead to the next round now. So
yeah, and that wrapped up the group. I don't expect a ton of effort in the next one.
No, I expect a lot of effort in it because I hope I'm correct in that we're going to see a lot, like a 4 or 5, maybe of our youth, like under 23s, get some of our backups, but then put a lot of youth in there to get them experienced.
Start Vlasic, start those guys. I don't want Antonio in there. Does Antonio look like something's up with him? He doesn't seem like he's been himself.
Do you know what I could be wrong but does he not look bigger again? Does he seem like, because do you remember when he got like jacked and then he was just like not the same player, and then he started losing a little bit of muscle weight and then he became like awesome again. I feel that he's getting bigger again.
I don't necessarily
which might be like causing an issue.
But it feels like this is the classic Antonio thing that happens. Like he doesn't make a whole season where like it looks like something's up with him. It seems like he's got some sort of lingering something because he's just not Antonio.
Well, no, because he's still running, but he's not running like he's injured. Maybe there's something up with his cardio or something. I don't know. Because he's still running. He's not running because you can tell when someone's got like that's definitely with him and his hamstrings. If he was feeling them, you could definitely tell that in the way he was running. I just feel that he's not going full force or something. I don't know. It's very strange. He's
kind of like holding himself back. It seems like, but it's like you don't need to be doing that in these instances. I felt like Man City, we had opportunities. Like he had a couple of them out there that like we just couldn't fucking get. Ben Rama had that against Man City. He had that would have been fucking such a pretty goal, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, that Man City game, we're just gonna chalk that up to it was snowing, and that was a shit game to have to play. Although it was a shit game, watch.
But I was watching because in the UK it wasn't on TV, so I had to like VPN it on my phone. So me and my dad were like huddled around my iPhone 13 mini watching.
Does your dad usually just like? Does he go to the games?
He very rarely goes to the game. He's getting old. He's
So like
got his knees.
Do you just have to listen to the radio broadcast of it?
Yeah, if it's not on TV, he'll listen to the radio.
But it's usually not on TV.
No, because they only show like a couple of. They don't show all the games over in the UK. It's super dumb.
It's not like you can't just get the package.
Nope, they don't do that. I know. I was saying because they spend
Like,
a lot of money.
Just get. Can they get Peacock?
Nope. Oh, I know. So I think they do have a version of Peacock over there now, but it doesn't include Premier League because Sky Sports has.
That's so dumb.
It's very dumb. Like you have to spend a lot of money to get Sky Sports over there, but you don't get a choice. These are the games you're showing. That's it. It'd be like spending like more money than we spend on Peacock, but getting the NBC Sports coverage. Like you get, there's 4 games going on right now. Well, we're showing one. And this is the one you get to watch.
And it's not like the local ones. Like they don't do it local like the NFL, where it's like you're in London, so Arsenal, Chelsea,
No.
Tottenham, West Ham are the 4 games, and then Watford gets the Watford games. That's fucking dumb.
It's very dumb. I don't know why they do. I think the Premier League, especially in the UK, they could make a bunch of money if they just did.
That's like their biggest fucking sport.
If they did like a Netflix, Premier League Netflix, and you just subscribe to it, like we get essentially Peacock.
Sunday ticket,
they'll get so much money, but they don't. It's so we was watching that on the phone, and the
Americans figure shit out like that. I don't. It's like this is why you lose the war, guys. I don't want to be that guy. Like this is why you probably lost the Revolutionary War, because you're focused on dumb shit like not allowing people to have Sunday ticket for soccer. And America's like, we're gonna have Sunday ticket one day. Shout out John Taffer for coming up with that. But like, America knew what's up. Like that's the innovativeness that America has that England just doesn't have.
I'm not gonna argue with that one.
They let the people watch what they want to watch, man.
Let them eat cake, as the old saying goes.
I do wish Peacock would let you do like ESPN Plus if you have that and you're watching it on Apple TV or whatever. I can do like the 4-box. I can watch the quad box of like 4 games. So if I've
never done that. How do you do that? How do you do it on the app?
I don't think you can do it on your phone and maybe not on your computer, but like if you have Apple TV or like a Roku or whatever it is, you just go and it gives you the option to do a multicast, and you can do like 3 screens. You can do picture in picture on just picture like with 2 screens. But like I like to do like college football. I'll watch 4 games at a time, or I'll watch the Red Wings and a college basketball game that I'm betting on, and other stuff like that. So that's pretty cool to do. Like I was watching Sam on the big box, and then I had the 3 smaller boxes of other games that I was just betting on Sunday or on Saturday. But yeah, that would be tight if you could do that with Peacock for the Premier League games, so you could have like 4 games simultaneously up on your screen at the same time.
Okay, just not for me, because we're going to be educational. So let's just pretend that someone's got the ESPN app open. How do you do that? I'm going to do it live.
You click on something, and then it would pop up like that. And then on the Apple TV, I just swipe up on the remote, and it gives you the option to like go to another broadcast, or it'll have you like multicast as an option that pops up above the other stuff. Like if you're trying to find out how to put subtitles on it, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Why don't we figure this out off air after the podcast, though?
Apparently, Roku app sucks. Anyway, but yeah, the Man City game, I thought was very frustrating. Did you not get the sense of we were just holding back for something?
Well, we had opportunities to score, and then we just didn't. And then it just was like there were waves where it was just all Man City at times. And I get it, Man City's fucking good, but yeah, it was a frustrating game. We're just chalking it up to the fucking snow. Rice almost had that goal right at the end too. The one that he like threw the snow, and then the Man City fans just harassed him for it. But like, I thought we had.
If it was the other way around, I would have laughed at the Man City player doing that.
Oh yeah, no. So I get it. I was like, "Fuck you guys."
But positives, Lanzini, he can only score amazing goals. Like,
right. Well, he did exactly what I assume he does every time he comes in. I'm like, ever since that Tottenham game last season, I'm like, he's probably just gonna come in and score from like way outside the box, and it's gonna be a beautiful goal. And he was like, "Fuck you guys, watch this. Thought you were gonna get a clean sheet, not a chance."
It was one of those goals of like, even though I watched it live, I had to like watch it because I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
I
Like,
went back and rewatched it. It was great.
It was because it was the first touch, and then
It hit like right in
literally
the corner, and as perfect in the corner as it could be, to where it ricochets back in.
like between. What's their goal? Is it Edison, their goalkeeper?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. He doesn't play for us.
Play for West Ham, it doesn't matter.
But it's literally he left a perfectly ball-sized gap between his hand and the post, and it just went perfectly through. It was. What a guy, what a goal. But then he came on against Brighton, which is another game which was frustrating. It's been very frustrating, other than the Europe game. It's been a very frustrating couple of weeks. But he came on against Brighton, and I thought he played incredibly well. I don't know I think he should be starting against Chelsea. I'm going to go out there and say that. Because I thought, maybe if I'm wrong, that I think maybe Bowen could be dropped to the bench. He's been starting to have those games where he's good in the middle, but then once he gets into the final third, he just kind of fucks up a lot.
Yeah, maybe we need to. You need to. A hungry dog runs faster. Maybe you put him on the bench a little bit and make him get a little hungry. See, like, this is what's going on. Then when he subs in, then he just Lanzini's it.
But yeah, I would definitely start Lanzini against Chelsea if I was the man in charge, which I'm not, which is probably a good thing. But what do you think?
No, I don't disagree with that idea.
That's a nice way of saying that you don't agree with me as well.
No, I just
disagree.
I didn't really think about that before you brought it up, and I'm still processing it. That's kind of what I'm saying with that. But I mean, the whole thing is like we play so many fucking games now with Europa and everything, and Carabao that we're still in. That like, and I guess are we doubling it up again next week too? Where we play 2 Premier League games.
Yeah, we have. Because I know we have something like between now and the end of the year, we have like 9 games, I think.
Chelsea on Saturday, Dynamo Zagreb on Thursday. Okay, so we're back to Europa. But then it's Sunday, Wednesday, it's Premier League, Carabao, Premier League. So Premier, Europa, Premier, Carabao, Premier.
But then we do have a winter break coming up, or it might be an international break, I don't know. But the big run of games is going to be at the end of the month. On the 26th, we play Southampton. Then 2 days later, we play Watford. And then 3 days later, we play Crystal Palace.
It's a lot. And that's all Premier League games.
It's all Premier League games.
So why are they doing that?
I don't know why they do it, but they've always...
to make up for international breaks where they're just like, hey, fuck these weeks. I guess because there's no Champions League, there's no anything else, there's no cup games or whatever. So they're just like, we got to double down a little bit.
Yeah, for as long as... I don't know why, but for as long as I can remember, there's always just... December is just like a crammed schedule. But
I feel like that's just like one more reason like the NFL is better than the Premier League. Because like we play this time. Like we're not playing a Canadian Football League team on a Thursday and then suiting back up and going out there, Like I get why there's more leagues and shit, but it's like,
but is it better?
The Giants play once a week. It's
but
easy to remember.
Do you also prefer like if you're bored during the week, like there's Premier League games on right now? That's awesome.
Well, it's on its ups and downs for sure.
Because did you watch the games today?
I did not. No.
Manchester United versus Arsenal. It was very strange watching that game because my heart was always like, I want Manchester United to lose. I find it funny when they lose. Ha 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 ha. But them actually winning strangely helped us out, which is very weird. A very weird
United
concept.
did win.
United won 3-2, which meant Arsenal stay below us. So we're still fourth.
Still 4? Shit.
Still fourth, baby.
Still hanging in there, all right? Champions League, baby. We don't need to be in the Champions League next year. I mean, it would be better to be in the Champions League than the Europa League, but like I don't think we're going to fare as well as we did in Europa. I kind of like just kicking ass in the Europa League. That's what I want us to be. The team that just
I mean, it'd be nice to have Champions League football because in theory,
we win, we're in Champions League, though.
Exactly.
So that's probably how we're going to get in.
And hopefully our new Czech overlords spend a bunch of money making
Write
us
some checks.
Checks. Check.
Check.
1, 2. And then the Wolves game happened. I don't care about the Wolves game because that was so long ago and we lost. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
But so Chelsea on Saturday, which I am super not pumped about, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, don't feel great about that.
We haven't been playing that well recently, but
who did they play yesterday? They played Watford.
Who?
Didn't Chelsea barely beat Watford, or they beat them 2-1?
Yeah, they scraped 2-1.
So,
but
we can hang there. We can do that. We're better than Watford.
If we have to get, because I'm gonna at least I get an extra hour's sleep. The game starts here at 7:30. It's 6:30 your time in the morning on a Saturday. If I have to wake up that early and watch a shit show, I'm not gonna be happy.
I did not realize it was the early game. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, fuck it, dude. Fuck it, man.
That was a look. I might have to capture.
This feels like a game. West Ham.
It was a look of a man who's like, fuck, I don't want to have to get up that early.
This feels like a West Ham fuck around and win this game, though. I just not trying to just be optimistic. Like, we're due for just Leicester fucking, we just shit kick the other team. It's Chelsea, so I don't think that it's gonna be a blowout or anything. But I could see West Ham winning 3-1. Don't play us back if we get killed. But
it's a London derby. I can see us winning it.
We've been pretty good against Chelsea the last couple of years.
But I have to. So what time do you normally get up Monday to Friday? What time is your alarm set?
3:30. Usually 3:45 is when I officially get up.
See, that's so Monday to Friday, getting up out of bed at 3:45, and then you're like, "Woo! I get to have a lay-in on Saturday. I can't wait." Oh,
yeah, but I'm gonna be drinking Friday, so I'm usually not just drinking a lot the night before.
So how do you work that? What's an average Friday for you then? Do you take a nap on Friday before you go out drinking?
You just fuck up your sleep schedule for the weekend. So I 5-hour energy it, and then I stay up late Friday night, and then you sleep into Saturday.
Yeah, I would not be able to do that. If I had to wake up at 3:45.
Oh, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Last night I went to sleep. I was doing some podcast editing, and I just kind of got caught up doing other shit. And then I want to say I went to bed at 1. Got up at 3:45 this morning, and it's just I'm rolling on a couple hours of sleep, dude. It's just how you live. I'm just in a constant state of tired, but my body's used to being tired. So last week we had off for Thanksgiving. My body was like, dude, 8 hours of sleep is nuts, dude. This is wild. I felt like my brain was firing on 15 different cylinders that I don't usually use. And it's my brain's in low power mode. My body's just in low power mode, basically. When you switch your iPhone to where it's just the orange battery, it saves space, saves time. That's what my body is currently always in.
How old are you?
32.
Jesus. I'm 36, and I'm just listening to you makes me want to sleep. Jesus Christ.
Sleep when I'm dead, dude.
Is that a healthy attitude to have? I don't know.
You don't have a lot of other stuff to do, so that's when you get all your sleep in.
I mean, yeah, I guess once I'm dead, my schedule's pretty open.
Yep.
So there is.
I'm booked up that weekend to be dead.
It's a good excuse to get out some shit. Thanks. Oh, so would that count as say if you faked your own death, just so you could have a good sleep for a week and then be like, oh no, I'm good. Actually, it was just
it was a long nap.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't think you can fake your own death.
I
Unless
think
it's
you
a
need.
sort of like castaway situation where you're like on a desert island for a very long time and they just mark you as dead and you show up out of the blue. I would say that like you can't just get away with that stuff.
Takes a lot of planning, and I imagine you need some help.
Tupac and Elvis have been doing it for a long time, so maybe we got to hit them up and figure out what their secrets are.
That's the reality TV show that I'm waiting for, like the island where like Elvis and Tupac just hanging out together.
Yeah, how's somebody not written that?
That's the
Doesn't need to be a reality show. It could just be like
a sitcom.
Yeah, like old curmudgeon Elvis, Tupac. Like, hey, we come from different backgrounds. How wacky is this? I don't like your style of music, but you should check out mine.
And then like Elvis would eat Tupac's food in the fridge, and it caused issues.
Sure.
Oh,
Man,
they're always
it's just like Seinfeld on an island. What's the deal with this stuff?
What's the deal? The hippity hoppy. That's my best Elvis impression. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting for free.
Not the worst one I've heard.
Subscribe to our Patreon that doesn't exist to hear more.
It'll be on the Patreon.
Eventually.
You gotta drop a lot of money, though. By drop a lot of money, we also include starting a Patreon for us.
Yeah, once you start a Patreon, sign up, and then we're good.
Sign us up. You do the work. We'll get you guys to also donate after you set it up.
I'm too late.
So there's no benefit in it for you, basically.
Do you reckon some people, like, because that'd be the only way? This is why I feel bad about setting up a Patreon that most podcasts do, is because I just like, can you just give us money and we just don't do anything extra? Is that good? No. Okay.
That's my thing with it. Where like people have hit me up about Pass the Gravy was like, dude, y'all should do like secret ones. But like, y'all should do like Patreon only ones where it's just like only people that subscribe to your Patreon can do that. I'm like, dude, I just want it to be accessible, man. Like, I'm not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is super accessible still, and it's like, I just want people to be able to listen to our shit. You know, there doesn't need to be a paywall between me and somebody else. And it's like, if you want to support us, buy shirts. I feel like everybody gets something out of that. You know, buy merch. Merch.cbbpod.com. Viva La Dimes. Get the Christmas sweater. Get it this week. Order it this week so you can get it in time for your holiday parties. The later you wait, the less likely it's going to be in town. If you order it this weekend, I guarantee you're going to get it by your holiday party. Assuming it's not like next Monday.
That guarantee does not mean you can sue us if it doesn't.
Right.
No money back
by Christmas, at least.
That'll be our no money back guarantee.
This is parentheses, no money back guarantee.
But yeah, check it out. Christmas sweater, Viva La Dimes. Or if you want to support Kadarius Tony, get our My Little Tony shirt.
Maybe we'll come back on the field at that point.
That'd be nice. That was a great design, but then he just never got played. So, oh well. You win some, you lose some.
He's due.
He's dewy. So yeah, what's your official prediction then for West Ham versus Chelsea?
2-2. It's a draw again.
But do you think it's going to be a fight back draw, or do you think it's going to be one of those frustrating where
it always is?
Not where we go ahead and then we fuck up at the end and it gets really annoying.
Actually, no, you're right, because it's a good team we're playing. If it was a bad team, we'd have to fight back draw. It's a good team, so we'll go up like 1-0, then it'll be 1-1, then 2-1, and then 2-2. And
then it'll probably be like an 89th minute own goal or something, just to be medium more.
Just to
frustrating.
Fuck us. Like it's super, like weird extra time that they extend, and then like they get one more corner, and that's the one that fucks us. That'll be what it is.
Yeah, they didn't play.
West Ham's gonna be a little bit hungry coming out of this next one, man.
I hope so.
It's Chelsea.
I hope so.
We haven't really seen a lot. We saw some signs against Man City, but it's like, I think you gotta go after these teams, and that's what West Ham had been good about doing last year. Like you gotta kick their ass right off the get go. You can't really like give them time to blink and stuff, because if you let them get settled in, they're gonna take the lead, and then you're not coming back from that.
Too true. Yeah, I think I think at best it's going to be a draw. I hope it's not a boring game. But yeah, let's just make that official. 2-2. It's going to finish 2-2. But we need to start winning again soon.
We gotta win again.
If we're going to solidify. Because Tottenham on their way back, Arsenal on their way back, Man United on their way back. We need to.
We're not going anywhere though.
We need to kick our ass into gear. Start winning. All right. Normally at this part of the show, we preview podcasts, but this is a very weird. I'm not going to preview Waffle Box because that doesn't come out for another 6 days. But still, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the description below where you can subscribe to Pasta Gravy and Waffle Box, so you get ready, and all the audio links below, so you get new podcasts. But if you haven't watched it or heard it already, no, you haven't watched it because I don't think the YouTube version's out yet. But the audio version
up, but yeah.
Is. If they haven't listened to it yet, what did the good folks at the Gravy Gang got to look forward to when they check their Spotify, Apple Podcasts?
We talked some more
yesterday's
football.
episode.
Talk some more football. I tell you guys why I think I would make a great clown, like a party clown, going to parties and entertaining people at parties. I think I could crush the clown game without even going to clown school. We talk about Christmas lights, and a lot of hilarity will ensue on the podcast.
Fantastic.
So check it out, Pass Your Podcast. Listen to it free wherever you get your podcasts.
And before we wrap up, did you see what they did? Wrap up. Big thing yesterday was Spotify Wrapped. I know you're not a Spotify guy. You're an Apple Music kind of guy. But I mean, as I said, I put this out on Twitter, but I was incredibly blown away when I did our Spotify Wrapped for this show, and there are 4 human beings in this world for this incredibly niche podcast. 4 people that this is the podcast they have listened to the most out of all podcasts in the universe in the last year.
Did you tell your dad to check it out? It's probably that's the only podcast he's listened to on Spotify, maybe.
I have told him to check it out so many times. I don't think he's ever listened to an episode. Because I was just having this conversation with them when I went back, and they keep like, "Oh, we would, but it comes on so late."
It's always on.
That's the
beauty of it.
You can just watch it on demand. You don't have to.
You have to watch live.
In their head, because they're
it's a
old
TV
school.
show.
Yeah, if I miss it, oh well, I'll try next week.
You're never gonna get it again.
Or maybe they just choose the next excuse because I don't want to watch it.
That's probably what it is.
But yeah, so it's definitely none of my parents. So
a shout out to those 4 people though. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
And normally when we say stuff like that, I'm kind of like, well, maybe they're probably not listening. But I'm assuming if this is the one podcast you listen to the most, you are listening. So thank you to you.
Up at CBB Pod.
Yeah,
Tweet
Twitter,
us.
Instagram. Yeah, just do the screen cap. Show us your Spotify rap just to prove that I'm not mad.
Yeah, prove it.
It'd be awesome. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure, like I say, hit us up at CBB Pod on all social medias. I am at Mr. Mike Fish on all social medias. I say just Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter
I'm
and
not on any
Instagram,
others. So I'm still not on the TikTok. Probably never going to happen.
Where am I?
He is Alex J. Middleton. Again, check out Pasta Gravy at Pasta Gravy Pod. Check out Waffle Box Pod at Waffle Box.
Wheezy's stoked about it.
Wheezy
really
is
wants to check
hyped.
it out.
But until then, don't forget.
Damn, Daniel.
And
Seahorses forever.
yeah, I missed the shirt. Seahorses.
Yeah.
Forever. Cheers. See you next Tuesday.